I just kept seeing them on the ground, and it made me very sad to just see them swept away into the dirt, and I wanted to do something special with them.
That's an artist in St. Petersburg, Florida named Gillian Probert, who's talking about using things she's found in nature to bring her art to life. And in this instance, it's not using clay or ink or paint. It's, using dead bees. Huh?
I want people to have a piece of nature to take with them and last for their entire lifetime if that's what they wish.
Yeah, so our artist here says she's had a knack for insects since she was young.
I was just one of those kids who was obsessed with bugs and never really got over it.
And now she's using resin to preserve dead bugs in these fine crystal-shaped molds.
You'd be surprised, most bees just kind of lay flat with their wings open or their wings tucked to the side when they die, and that's just kind of how I typically find them.
After picking them up off the ground, the dead bees would go on to be accumulated and placed in a fine container like this, until their fate would ultimately go on to be sealed. Quite literally.
I was really just drawn to start collecting bees before I had any idea of an art piece in mind.
As you can see, our artist here uses everything from a ladybug to a praying mantis to dead bees, sometimes simply by plucking them off the ground or being given them as a kind holiday gesture.
My mom actually did do that. She said this whole month I'm collecting whatever bugs. It got her walking with our dog.
And in a tale worthy of the lowly caterpillar becoming the ebullient butterfly, these insects go on to be covered in epoxy and transformed into fine jewelry, like these necklaces and earrings. It's an artistic creation worthy of John Hammond himself. And don't worry, even though these insects are definitely dead, no bugs were harmed in the making of these products.
People do ask me that all the time. I have never bought, captured, or injured any of the insects that I work with.
And it's not just a necklace made out of a crystal-ensconced bee that's got St. Petersburg buzzing about. Our artist here also has an art installation called Swarm, featuring dozens of dangling bees.
And it's meant to look like a swarm of bees flying through the gallery. For this specific installation, I actually only include bees that I personally find, because I think it's important to show the representation of one person coming across all of these dead bees. It really shows their declining rate.
The collapse of honeybee populations is one of the reasons she put this installation together. As noted by the Associated Press, honeybee hives in the US had their second highest death rate on record last year, though the number of honeybee colonies in the US remained relatively stable due to the efforts of commercial beekeepers.
So I think it's very important for people to realize that these bees are dying around them. While I don't have a science background specifically, I do have a lot of love for these creatures, and I hope to kind of share that message with other people.
Now, if having a dead bee dangling from your ear isn't your thing, have you considered wearing your dead cat's whiskers? Last year, at the News Refresh on YouTube, please subscribe, brought you the story of a Rhode Island artist who started making jewelry out of whiskers and fur from her dead pets and turned that into her own pet keepsake company. And in case you're more of a people person, let's not forget the cottage industry of cremation diamonds, where companies like Al Gordanza promise to use cremated remains, high-pressure, high-temperature presses, and Swiss precision to turn your loved one into a diamond. Really gives new meaning to wearing a ring from your grandmother.